All right, let's have an important conversation right now. I got a call from a client a few days ago worried about overwriting a file on accident. They were concerned that they would have to rework the entire file. They called me up and said, hey, you set up some backups, so what do we do? So yeah, they had a good backup plan. We were able to recover the file and actually have no loss in data. She got everything back that she needed. It did remind me though that we should talk about how you're backing up your data. Do you have a backup plan? Or if your company were to get hit with ransomware, what would you do? What about data corruption or even a natural disaster? How would you get your data back? So let's talk about that. As we begin, I do want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, as it really does support me in creating more content like this to help your business succeed. If you do want to continue this conversation, go ahead and drop a comment in the comments below. Let me know what your backup plan is, if you already have one or not. I also do stream every Sunday and Thursday night, and you can find me on Twitch where we can chat about your backup plan, some stories that you might have, which I'm going to share a couple in this video. And whether they're good or bad, whether you got data back or you didn't. So I'd love to hear those stories, either in a comment or live on Twitch. So let's go ahead and jump in. So first off, if you already have a backup plan, put your left hand in the air, give that thing a high five. Nice job. It's super important and it's overlooked a lot of times. And if you do have one, let me know in the comment below what you use. I love to hear about new ones or other solutions that may be out there. Okay, guys, I had all of this recorded and it added up to over 20 minutes. So I broke it up into 2 videos because nobody wants to sit there for 20 minutes watching this. So this video that you're watching is going to cover backing up to an external drive. But spoiler alert, if you want a better solution that backs up automatically, check out the video in this link right here. Or you can go in the description below and find it also. All right, and now back to our pre-scheduled program. Sorry guys. Now we're going to talk about 2 different kinds of backups in this video. A backup to an external drive using a small one like this, like a Western Digital My Passport. Or even if you need more data, those go up to about 5 terabyte right now. If you need more data, kind of a bigger drive. So we're going to talk about those. And we're also going to talk about a cloud solution, which really a cloud solution is a program you install on your computer that backs up your data to a drive located somewhere else. The cloud solution really is my favorite. Most of the clients that have success stories where they lost no data, they're using a cloud version because it's automated. You don't have to think about it. It backs it up every 15 minutes. It really is a phenomenal solution. But to start off, we're going to go ahead and cover backup with external drives. This solution works really well, but does have limitations. One of my clients, they were using this solution. They got attacked by ransomware. Super unfortunate. If you don't know what ransomware is, basically it is a virus that encrypts your files and you have to pay them money to get a password so you can read your files again. That's ransomware. So when they called, their files were all encrypted and they couldn't access any of them without paying the fine to this company to get the password to open them, which even if you pay the fine, you don't know if you're really going to get the password. So it's really an unfortunate situation to be in. But fortunately, the ransomware didn't get a hold of their backups, and we were able to recover from the previous night's backups, meaning the night before, all of that data we recovered. Unfortunately, they did lose about a day's worth of work, but that was the backup solution that they chose at that time for money savings for whatever reason. So this solution is cheaper and it doesn't require reoccurring monthly fees, but it does have limitations like I mentioned. So first off, the amount of data that you can back up is limited to the size of the drive that you purchase. So if you to buy another drive, you have to recreate all of those backups and you can lose your revision history. Second off, you can't use it on multiple computers at the same time, unless it's network drive. But if you have just a regular external drive like these, you can really only plug it into one computer at a time. And that's how you run your backups. That's the other problem also. Number 3, you have to plug it in. Who remembers to do that? We have a few Mac laptops and they're running Time Machine, which if you have a Mac, that's what you should use to back up onto external drives. It's phenomenal and works really well. But you do have to plug it in, and we would forget all the time. So we'd go sometimes months without having a current version of our data. Also, it doesn't protect against drive damage. Sometimes, and it's very frequent, these drives, they die. Whether it's been a year, 2 years, 5 years, you just don't know. And it could die at any point in time or get damaged. You could drop it somewhere, drop it in water. So you got to be really careful using these drives as your only backup solution. Now that we know those 4 limitations, let's hop over to the computer and let's get this solution working. I'm going to show you on a Windows computer. If you have a Mac laptop or an Apple computer, what you really should do is look in the description below. And I have a link there to their website to show you how to set up Time Machine to back up to an external drive. So let's go ahead and hop on over and I'll show you how this works. So most of the time when you buy a Western Digital My Passport or a Seagate backup drive, the software is already preloaded on the drive. But let's say you accidentally deleted it or you got rid of it. I'm going to post in the link in the description below a couple links for you. So this one is the Western Digital one for My Passport. You'll just scroll down, click Software for Windows Utilities, and download here. And for this is the Seagate website. And for this one, you're actually just going to go ahead and click Seagate Toolkit for Windows. You're going to click that and it's going to download, and you'll be able to use that if you have a Seagate drive. So either software works great, just depending on the drive you have. So let me show you how to install it now. Since I never deleted the files on my drive, I can go ahead and click Install Discovery for Windows. So I'm going to click that. And this is what comes pre-installed on your drive if you're trying to set up your installs. And I clicked yes because it needs administrative right to read all of your files. I'm going to click Install. I don't like to share. I'm not sure. Do not share. Mine, when it finished installing, it didn't show the app. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Start menu. It is called Western Digital Discovery or WD Discovery. But if it doesn't show up, go in your search menu and type in Discovery. And you can go and open the app. So once you skip the tutorial, go ahead and click on Apps in the top. And the app you need is Western Digital Backup. So we're going to go ahead and install that. All right, and so we need to go through, you need to agree to the terms and conditions, and then click next, and it's going to install the drive. All right, so once it's done installing, we're going to click Backup Files. So we're going to click our passport here, click next. Once you do click next, it does pop up with this screen. We're going to let it prepare the backup, and then we can get into some settings that we can customize. All right, now that it's done preparing the schedule, we're going to go ahead and click Edit Schedule. You can choose hourly, daily, or monthly. Unless you're concerned about running out of space, I would choose hourly backup so you have a good revision history. Go ahead and click OK. And then you want to go ahead and edit files. So this is where you choose what's being backed up. You're going to choose like my data drive I'd want backed up. I know I want all of that. In Google Drive, the important thing here is when you click this, the only files that will be backed up are the ones that you've made available offline. So those are the files that will back up into here. If they're not made available offline, it's just an index, so it can't even back them up. So just be aware of that when you're doing anything with like Google Drive, Dropbox, or OneDrive. Make sure that you're aware of that when you choose it to back it up. So this is all I want, and then I'm going to go ahead and select files. And now it's going to back up my JFill user and my data drive. And then as long as the drive ICE is plugged in, it will back up every hour and you should be good to go. But just remember that if you unplug it, it's not going to create new backups. And make sure that you're plugging it in. The one issue though, I want to make sure you're aware of, we mentioned ransomware a little bit earlier. If your device is plugged in, when your computer gets affected with ransomware, it's possible that the ransomware could also take over your backups and encrypt those. So just be aware of that, and be careful as you're browsing on the internet, like always. But that's one of the other downfalls of using an external hard drive rather than a different cloud version of a backup. So that's it for now. You're all set up. It is backing up. If you have any questions on this, go ahead and drop comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. And if you do like this video so far, go make sure you give it a thumbs up. But let's go ahead and move on from this. Thanks guys so much for joining me. If you'd like a more automated solution than having to plug in your external drive, there is a link in the description below for a more automated solution. Now, even if you don't use this backup solution or the other automated one that I'm suggesting, please do us both a favor and choose a backup solution. Once you choose one, let me know in the comments below. I love to hear about what you're using and the different products out there and who's using it. So while you're down there though, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And again, thank you so much for joining. I will see you guys the next time.